But no matter what comes next, I still have to face the ending.
No.
Okay.
The effect
helpful?
with standard?
I can probably
Yeah.
offer you an assist. I'm just trying to work out how. I think it's just like once Grit realizes that he can't fight this, he starts like trying to you've put the float powder on us, and he's just trying to leverage his body weight to also like push you guys up so you float faster and that kind of thing.
Think happy thoughts.
I can go with that, Grit. You can give him a dive by spending a stress.
Yeah, done.
You know what? I'll go ahead and spend a stress on that too, because this is probably something we really want to succeed as well. I am going to make sure that Grit is not countering the forces that have been pushed upon him. I'm relaxing Grit.
Spend the stress.
There's a 6.
There's 6. You 3 are gotten away. Friso, the rest of your crew's gotten out. The blue coats are moving in.
Okay, so what does a fine shadow cloak give a bonus to the prowl roll, or is it just a fine cloak?
It gives a bonus to shadow, so you can usually in most situations you can use it to increase the effect or add a die. Since I'm not worried about effect for this particular roll, you can take it to get an extra die.
Yeah, I want to escape, so I want to use it to get 1 extra die to escape. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that works for me.
Boom.
Hey!
Right. So you wait for the group to close in. They're looking at the 3 of them floating over the wall, having to freak out. The blue coats are not sure what to do until the inspector's like, go outside, get them. And they take off, and when it's just the one inspector left holding his head, shaking it, you slip out while he's not looking.
Hey, do we get away, or do we need more here?
No, we're going to say the group has gotten away. It was a little scary for a while. Let's see where we got on that clock, because it's probably one of your best scores ever.
Yeah, that's 8 sectors. And I have no doubt this probably fulfills the luxury fence. So that's going to be 10 gold in one go.
Amazing.
Yep, but let's do the payout of the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So it doesn't give extra dice, it just gives extra effect.
It can be used for one or the other.
Right, if it's a fine object. Sorry, I was just quoting what it said in the text so that we would know the answer.
Technically as writ, it improves effect, but GM to turn that into a dice in situations where effect is like
right, because it's the equivalent of the fine wrecking tools that I'm using, which is the same thing giving me +1 die. So it's the same thing for you because it has the word fine in it. I assume it's also bolded on your items list.
It is.
Yeah, same area for me.
I get a fine heavy weapon and a fine hand weapon. Not sure why I need both, but I've got them anyway.
Well, because you could stand on the top of a building and drop your fine heavy weapon on somebody.
All right. So we start with rep. You guys, it's usually 2 for a. It's 2 to start, plus 1 for every tier above your station. You guys are still station 0. You just robbed assist in a Brightstone, which starts at tier 3.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean we only have 4 rep empty, so I guess we're just back at full.
You fill it back up.
Nice.
Now for the coin. You guys earn 10 coin in that. Your crew can hold 1 more coin. So how are you spreading this out?
I was hoping we could spend it all immediately.
You guys have to.
Yeah,
fill
we
it
just
up
need
on
to
the
make sure that it can.
first.
So can everyone take 2 coin at least?
Yeah.
We put one in the crew coin, and then an extra one to Pariso for scouting the job.
Sounds good to me.
It's got to go somewhere.
All right. So that sounds good. So I'll add 2 coin to my sheet here.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so how many coins am I getting?
3.
How many can you hold?
Well, that sounds very weird. There's only currently.
After that, it goes into stash.
Yeah, you can put it into your stash after.
Retirement stash. Okay.
Yeah, the thing is to get it out of the stash costs 2 to 1 if you want to actually use that coin.
Huh.
It's poverty simulator.
Okay.
All right, have we broken up the 10 coin?
I think so.
Wait a sec. You're giving me 3?
I was going to give you an extra one if you can hold it, but
Well, how many do you want to give me?
3.
Okay. How many can? Why don't you give one of those coins to the professor because he seems pretty put out and could use the money?
sure.
All right, goes into my stash then.
Oh,
Yeah, we're all pretty topped off then.
Are we all at 4? Is that the problem?
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's the question, Matt. If we spend this coin immediately to tier up,
No, you have to hold it first.
it has to go somewhere. All right.
Yep.
All right.
Well,
So,
you
Professor,
gave
go
it
ahead
to
and put it
Priest.
in your stash
Yeah,
for
so
now.
you gave it to Priso. Priso gave it to me. Now it's in my stash.
That's fine.
All
Because
right.
you know
This
that
still
I'm
works
building
out in the end.
I'm building a tier 7 item at the moment, so I can use every coin I could possibly get.
Yeah.
Especially with our crew at tier 0. I'm getting no favors.
So we are drowning in money. Let's see what happens next.
Yeah, so money's not an issue right now.
Well, do we want to now spend coin to tier up because we are at full rep?
Absolutely.
Something
Yeah.
first. First, we have to go into heat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now,
You're asking a lot from me here.
this didn't go as smoothly as possible. It was contained up until the inspectors showed up. People know you were there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say it was loud and chaotic because you didn't do a whole lot of damage, but you were seen.
Yeah, I mean, and we drilled through a window and
Yeah.
floated away.
You also did this in one of your rivals' places. This was on hostile turf.
Yeah.
As well, a high-profile people were also involved in scene. So this is going to add 6 heat.
Okay,
I think
we
that'll
go up to
definitely
wanted
give us a
level
wanted
1.
level. Yeah.
Yep.
Our first time being wanted.
wow, 6 heat. I wouldn't have chosen such a high-profile target if I knew it was going to be that hot.
No, you
It's
wanted
fine.
revenge, Parisa, remember?
No, I kind of don't want revenge. It's not on my list.
But
Getting
wait,
wanted
yesterday
just
you
means
were... never mind, Parisa. I can't figure you out.
Somebody said we should go raid somebody, and I suggested this. So
Exactly.
getting some heat after how well we've controlled our heat up till now is fine.
Mhm.
Worst case, Grit's probably the one that gets arrested, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit later.
And then we're going to see what the entanglement trigger is. Because now we're at wanted level 1.
Oof.
But we have only 1 heat.
Yeah.
Into level 1.
So it is just minor things.
Mhm.
So right now, the gray cloaks are starting to make things more difficult for you. Anytime you're heading up the northern parts of the city, so areas above Night Market such as Six Towers, Charter Hall, Brightstone, they're definitely tipping off blue coats while you're there.
Mm-hmm.
You've upset them. This is their way of getting back at you.
Mm-hmm. We made
that-
enemies, everybody.
Well, the enemies you've made before are starting to come back.
Yeah,
But now we're at the point where you can spend money if you want to tier up the gang.
absolutely.
Oh,
So we
yeah.
have 4 in the vault, and then each of us needs to take 1 out of our own personal stash. Is that correct?
You need 8, I believe, so that sounds correct.
Yeah, it's 8 times the tier we're going to, and we're going to tier 1. So,
So I'll go ahead and take that off the teeth here.
Professor, do you?
I have a quick question here. How much money can the organization hold?
4 until we get vaults.
So the only way we could get to tier 2 would be to spend 16 coins. But the only way to
Yep.
get 16 coins would be for each of us to have 4 in our repository. Okay.
Do you guys mind if I
Or to
check
get-
that
or
just
to
for a
get
sec?
vaults.
'Cause something
Sure.
sounds off.
Okay.
No, that's absolutely right. And the other option is that eventually we can find a patron, which halves that cost.
But then you lose 1 coin off of each score.
No, the patron's special ability.
Okay, maybe I'm
not-
thinking of something
yeah.
else.
Yeah, you're thinking of like having an overcrew or whatever they're called.
And what were you asking?
Like
me,
someone
Greg?
that we pay up to. This is the opposite of that. This is someone who pays for us, not someone that we pay.
Fair. Faction claims.
What were you asking, Muffin?
Sorry?
You were about to ask me a question before we did this.
Oh, yeah. I assume the professor is somewhat hesitant to hand over a coin.
Again, I'm working on a tier 7.
Yeah, but if the crew increases a tier, that automatically makes your stuff that much better.
Yeah. You said taking stuff out of stash is a 2-for-1 thing, right?
Yeah, just spend one of your base coin.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not getting back the stash coin until you get more.
Yeah.
It's gone forever.
No, but that makes sense though, because the stash is supposed to be liquidated, so we can't easily access
Yeah,
it.
so we're all spending.
That's exactly it.
We're all spending coin. I get
Not
it.
liquidated, scrubbed.
I mean, at the same time, I'm working on a tier 7 that also requires a rare object, so I've also got to go out and find something first.
Yeah, that could be our next score if you like.
Yeah,
Now
it's
that we're
new tier times 8 in coin.
That's
A
it.
lot of coin.
Yep. We either need to
16.
eventually get. So if you get Vaults level 1 as an upgrade, you can go up to 8 coin in the crew, and if you go to Vaults level 2, you can store up to 16 coin in the crew.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get up there.
Yeah.
Okay, so since we just tiered up, we
Mhm.
each get 3 stash.
No, that's on crew
That's
advance, not on
advancement.
tier advance. So that's when we get to 10 experience, not in.
Yeah. So you've started to be noticed in the city.
Oh, where's the experience?
Oh, it's at the bottom.
Down the bottom. Yeah. It's like the cruise experience that we gain each session. That's what's been getting us upgrades like the secure lair and the prowess training and that stuff.
So a few weeks have passed. You've spent this money. You've improved all your equipment, your labs. You guys have downtime as well we can go through. You've spent your rep. And although, you've expanded your network, the network's a little fragile right now because of that. Your hold is now in a weak position, but you have more resources to draw on. Your equipment's a bit better. The workshop's been improved, I assume, by the professor. And all in all, people are starting to recognize the Teeth as a actual crew in the city.
Right, we aren't just faking it, we're serious.
Everyone was really impressed with that whole, score from Brightstone. The Teeth are known now. So
And wanted.
should we jump into downtime?
Yeah.
Yes.
do
How do I pay a doctor?
Well, we have a doctor.
How
you
does
have
this?
a doctor for the crew.
I would like to visit a doctor.
All right. So for one of your actions, you're going to visit the doctor.
Yes, I am.
We're going to roll for this bugger. 4.
Excellent. I love 4.
So that is 2 checks on your healing clock.
Excellent. That was fun.
Ooh. Go ahead.
I might jump into my downtimes because I'm going to need to duck out in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Sounds
let's go
good.
ahead and do all of yours real quick then.
Absolutely, the first thing Grit does is, like, the next night, go down to the fighting pits and put on a display and is hoping that serving girl is there. So I'm going to indulge my vice.
Yeah. Four, apparently.
That puts me down to 1 stress.
All right. Do we want to finish his so he can go over?
Yeah, that's what we said.
Is she there, Matt?
Yeah, take a look
This
at your friends.
Oh, nice. Cool. I have a new friend. Beth the Brightstone Maid. All right. Yeah, I think. What else do I want to do in this downtime? Because we have like next to no heat because we gained a wanted level. I'll probably do some training then, I guess.
All right.
I'll do playbook training and then I'll spend a coin to do some prowess training as well.
All right.
And I think like the cutscene for that is that Beth and Grit have a good time back at his apartment after the fighting pits.
Fair enough.
That's my downtime as far as I know. I might start a long-term project next time, but I'm not sure what it is yet.
Yeah, you got time to think about it.
Mhm. All right, Bishop, what's your first downtime?
I too am going to visit the doctor because I've still been punched in the face for a while.
All right. So if you go to the teeth, you have your expert. You can click roll.
Yep, I see it right there.
And apparently he was too busy with Perisso to give you much attention. But, here's a Band-Aid. You'll be fine.
Just put some ice on it.
And Professor.
I also need to see the doctor.
He's
All
getting
right.
work.
I don't know where you're looking. Oh, right there. Okay, I see it.
Mhm. All right, that fills your clock. Reduce all your injuries by 1 grade. So you lose your 2 level 1s, and the blue coat beating has finally dropped to... So I get for helping.
I didn't know you were helping. I understood what you said, so I did it on my own.
Excellent. All right. So the professor's probably looking in the best shape he's been since the first score.
Only 90% burned. So yeah, we still have, one more round of downtimes each. At least.
Yeah, for free.
At least, yeah.
And you got another free one now too, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I guess start with Perisso, since Perisso went first.
Yeah, go back on the round table.
Yeah, me. All right. What did I want to do next? Oh, yeah. I am going to go, and I'm going to go ahead and take care of things that I'd rather not explain to any of you because it would take too long and you really wouldn't understand it. So I'm going to go indulge my vice.
All right. Sounds like a good plan with the stress levels.
Yeah, kind of. So I'm wondering if I'm this close to raising some of my stats instead of rolling 2 dice to the lower one. But nah, let's just go ahead and indulge it. With that.
I was just looking at all your XP categories.
There we go. That was a good roll.
So 4.
Yeah, I feel better.
All right. Bishop or Professor, who wants to go next?
Bishop's next.
All right. I'm gonna go to the theater and reduce my stress by indulging my vice.
Maybe an idea.
Hey, White Crown, that place we just robbed.
Brightstone.
Oh,
White
well,
Crown is the truly rich place.
oh yes, you're right. So I'm going someplace better now, especially now that I stole money from someplace else. So that is 6 I get to reduce.
Nice.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Feeling a lot better.
Breathing room. Professor.
I think the way to do this is to start another long project. I need
Alright, what are you
to
trying
acquire a rare item, a spirit crystal orb. Because it's an acquiring an item is a temporary item. I need to acquire this item for keeps.
It would still be a similar thing. So you're not acquiring. This is a long-term project which works the same way mechanically. It's just called different.
All right.
So, what would this be?
I have no idea what rare means because I looked it up in the book, and it's only used as a description for items. It's not actually.
Yeah. So I don't think this is as big as an 8-point clock. So we'll say it as a 6-point clock. And it's, what was the proper name again? I forget.
Spirit crystal orb.
Because this one, if it's rare, it means it's even hard to buy. So this is something you're trying to locate through different means. All right, so we have the clock set up. how are you going about starting this? Are you doing research? Are you studying what these things are and where you'd find them?
Yeah, that sounds like the best thing to do.
Okay, so I think it's going to call for a study for this first part of this. And we'll see how much progress you make during this downtime. All right, 6. So that's 3 ticks. So you're halfway to locating it. You have an idea where to find these things or where to prepare things to have them transported to you.
Okay.
Right, and that's that downtime. Now, does anyone want to spend coin for additional downtime?
Hells yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like
And
I
I have a
involved
third
the-
free one anyway.
All right.
So you're up first.
Yeah, let's see. Well, wait.
Well, the professor's is free, so I'd rather do his first if that's okay.
That's
Sure.
fair.
Again, the spent ones. Okay.
What would I
Oh,
need to
Professor.
do to make another roll on this rare item?
I'm going to say that you've managed to find where these things come from, how to get a hold of them. The big thing is you need a proper storage unit until you're ready to use it. So I'd say that's a tune. You're trying to set up a place in your workshop where you can keep this so it keeps its magical resonance until you need it.
On it.
All right, so that's 2 ticks. Unless you want to spend a coin and bring it up to its final 1.
Yeah, I'll spend a coin.
All right. So you have this spirit orb. It's tucked away safely within the lair. It's this large... It's like a giant eye, right? Am I remembering it right?
Yeah, it's the main part of the sensorium.
Mm-hmm. So you guys have seen the professor set up in his workshop these hanging cables and this like glass cradle. And every once in a while, this shock of lightning comes down into this orb that kind of lights the room right now. It looks like the professor made a very expensive light bulb.
Well, I mean, to put it in context, I guess, in order to better explain what it is that you must be seeing in my workshop, is imagine a giant metal octopus. Like, when I say giant, I mean like wagon-sized. And suspended, and within it are all these like clockwork things that seem to be able to make parts of it move, but there's no like system behind it yet, so it's not actually moving. And then suspended on the top of it is this giant crystal orb.
It's a very frightening statue, Professor. I didn't know you were a part of a cult.
You have to ask Pariso about cults.
Well, I mean, why else would you build something like this?
I don't know. It's only like I've been talking about it this entire time.
Well, I mean, you've been talking about it, but you haven't told us what it is.
I think that's because you're not listening.
Well, I mean, at the same time, as long as it doesn't take up too much space, I don't care either. Keep it the good work, then.
So, Prusso, you wanted to spend a coin for an extra downtime action?
Yes, I'm going to train myself in resolve. I'm going to go thrust my hands into these hot urns of sand.
All right. Does that roll over?
No.
Okay.
It's
So close.
more of a building process.
All right, so that cost you a coin. I assume you already took it off your sheet.
Yeah, we can only do this once, right?
You can spend as many coins as you want. You can only train each of the categories once.
Oh. Well, I'm all about the self-improvement. I'm going to go ahead and spend money again.
Mhm.
Since it rolled over last time, I'm not spending this stuff fast enough. And I will also, while I'm being weird, I will also hit the books and train myself in more insight.
All right, so you get a tick there.
It's been a lot of self-improvement this week.
All right. Any more coin you want to spend, or?
Wow, it is so tempting. So if I spend a coin to train in playbook, we doubled playbook advancement, didn't we?
Yeah,
That's
so you get
right.
one tick at the end and then another tick at the beginning.
Okay. Sure. I'll go ahead and spend more money because
All right.
spending anything else, and I'm going to go ahead and roll over the playbook advancement.
All right, and what advancement you taking?
I would like to poach from another class.
All right.
Ooh.
I'm going to poach from the cutter class. I'm going to get not to be trifled with. You can push yourself to perform one of the following: a feat of physical force that verges on the superhuman, or engage a small gang in close combat.
There you go. Pop out of the shadows and just beat up a group of people.
Does Grid already have that?
Pretty sure it does. That's what it sounded like he was about to do.
Might have.
Okay. Now, I got to step away for a bit. I'm getting an important call, so I'll be back.
That's good. We're definitely reaching a break time. We'll talk about it in a second here.
Yep. All right, so Priso's stepping away. Bishop or Professor, do you have more actions you want to do?
Bishop's next.
I got money. All right, so I'm going to make it simple. I'm going to train in prowess some because I realize I need to hide more, but I don't go over yet.
All right.
I'll also go ahead and spend 2 to immediately go up in playbook.
All right. And what ability are you taking?
I'm going to go with Ghost Contract. No one will ever defy me again once I make a deal. I have to be secure in all of my arrangements because I'm paranoid. Therefore, I'm going to bind them with a ghostly contract.
All right.
And that should be
So
incredibly amusing.
If either party breaks it, they gain the cursed.
That's right. So I have to actually follow through in it too, but I consider myself, honest and trustworthy, even if that's not true.
That's important.
And I figured it's also the most exciting ability to pick up here, because there's plenty of other here that look like they're really good. So I've spent 2 more gold. I'm going to keep on to the last one still, and pass on the torch.
Unfortunately, I can't build the sensorium now because the most I could reach is a 5, and that's even with a crit, and this is a tier 7 item.
Mm-hmm.
So I am short on money, so I think... Because I still have 2 coin left, though. Minus that in the stash that I can't touch. I'll spend 1 for a playbook advancement.
All right, sounds good.
And I guess I will just hold on to that last one. And I'm done.
All right. So it looks like we have, in fact, covered our downtime for the most part.
Hmm.
Yeah, just need a lot more money, as I always do.
Yeah, right, buddy.
So let's see. So Muffin says that they shouldn't be much longer. Do we want to just wait until Muffin gets back?
Nope, they're waiting in a queue. Queues. I say we move on.
I was so tempted to get the gift that just says fill in one of your healing blocks. So it only takes 3 to heal instead of 4.
That would be very nice. But that also assumes you fail more.
It assumes you get injured more. Because injury is treated separately from stress for reasons.
Right.
Are we supposed to have one character for this? I kind of get like an Ars Magica type crime family vibe where we're supposed to maybe have more than one character.
The game is designed that you can always pick up another character if your character gets taken out from the crew, because you can be arrested, you can be injured out. There's a lot of
No. I mean, we have multiple characters at the same time.
Not on the same score, but I'm more than welcome for people to have them at the same time.
Right, to cycle them out so one can recover from stress for a longer period of time or something is what you're thinking, right?
That's something that you were, that's something that showed up in Ars Magica, because in Ars Magica, doing anything takes 3 months. So the theory was that you would have at least 3 characters, and you would rotate them in what they were doing. Plus, also, if a job came up that we had to do, you pick the most appropriate character. The original Dark Sun for 2nd edition was also like that, where you had 4 characters and you rotated them. Because it also would... But this game just seems really simplified from that, because we don't have heat for individual characters, we have heat for the organization. Because I can see that if you had a crime empire, you could say, okay, some people got injured or made, so you'd want them laid low, or put them on their jobs or stuff, or put them on ice. Whereas, you'd be working with other ones. because this game would work for that. But I don't know. No, it's not designed for that. There's some choices in here that just they're choices, all right.
There is mechanics to replace characters who are either lost or can't make it, because like some of the things, like even overindulging your vice, one of the options is you're taken out from the next score, so you come with a different character. It doesn't seem as reliant as Ars Magica. Am I saying that right? It's not as reliant as that system, but the option is there. But yeah, I think if the heat in the system itself had been adjusted to individuals, then it would definitely lean much more to that way. But like the only way to get rid of your wanted levels is to let someone get arrested. And the higher your wanted level, the longer that character's gone.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have gone for such a high-profile job if I knew it was going to raise it by 6.
That's fair.
I mean, it was also exactly what we were looking for too, in terms of escalating our tier, which is what we wanted ultimately anyway.
It was a good way to get coin.
Yeah, I think the wanted level can go down in some way as well. Isn't that right?
I think only by when people are arrested.
Literally
Ooh.
what he just said.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
do love how these conversations keep going where GM says something, somebody says, yeah, but the thing that you just said, what about that? And I have to jump back in and said, yeah, he just said that.
Look, I don't claim to be smart. I just,
I don't claim that for you either. I'm just claiming that you're not paying attention.
This is not a this group problem. This is a universal thing of RPGs. There's always one guy.
It was just my turn today, that's all.
You know, if we had a key, the one the GM pointed out when we walked in the room, yeah.
All right. So I guess, what do we want to do from here?
Well, what's our
Just
next...
finished off a score.
Yeah, what's our next mission?
All right, so the crew itself has spent some time building up their empire. There are areas in the city that are no longer as safe as they were for you.
That is right.
And it's about this time that you are visited. Like, your lair isn't hidden. It is not public, but it's not hard to find either.
It's secure. People aren't supposed to threaten us here, but people can definitely come find us.
Mm-hmm. Now, the person at your door is not looking the best. I got a bit of a cough. They're pale. They're in some pretty poor clothes, covered in soot. And they're kind of looking around, looking a little nervous.
You need that 6-foot distance on this guy. But if he's a carrier, I assume Grit will go answer the door. He'll ask what his business is, and if it's like deliver a message or something.
Grit's not in yet.
Oh, okay.
I do like how easily you volunteer another character.
I know, exactly. I'll go around. Grit, get the door. Grit.
Well, clearly James Marston, the NPC that we all know exists here, goes and answers the door.
Yeah, so I'll have to go and Bishop will go up and answer the door himself.
Because the other two won't?
Because I know they won't.
Well, I would be in the workshop. Why would I answer the door from the workshop?
Exactly.
I don't answer the door.
Right, so I'm answering the door.
All right, so this young gentleman is a little nervous, coughing a bit. Are you the Teeth?
Yes, of course. Who are you?
I'm one of the workers from the laborers in Coleridge, and now how do I put this? There was supposed to be a huge delivery of medicine, but it's been moved somewhere else, and
See.
So does that mean if I killed you, I'd be doing you a favor?
No.
Priest, so you won't answer the door, but you'll lurk behind me. Is that it?
It's my job description.
Ugh.
Well, I was told Grit works here, and I was hoping, to talk to him. But if he's not here, we got a guy who has medicine, but they won't bring it to Coleridge.
Well, Grit's not here, but you're welcome inside for now. Come on, come to the table.
What? You think they're sick? I'll throw out a drop cloth, and because you're a guest, the nice drop cloth.
Ah, the one that hasn't been on the floor getting the grease.
Well, the one we use for the high class fit. Well, anyway, they don't need to know what a drop cloth is for. I'll go put on the Huey Lewis in the news.
So, you say the medicine's been moved, is that correct?
Well, taken out. I'm not sure of the details, but we have someone who has medicine who will sell it to us. But he's being really shady about it, and I just like someone professional to make sure it gets to where it needs to go.
Ah, I see.
Wait,
Well, we can definitely do that.
What was that, Peruso?
I said, did you pay for it already?
We have the coin. I just have a bad feeling. A few others do too, and
Oh, you're worried someone's going to stiff you on it. Well, what do we get out of this? Or are we doing this as a favor for Grit?
Oh, I was told to ask Grit, and he's not here, so I didn't really come with a plan B.
Okay. Well, I'll take Bishop aside and say, well, this guy says he's a friend of Grit. I don't know. It looks like a friend.
I'm willing to believe it, and his story is simple enough. We go do a deal for them, make sure that they comes through, and we deliver the medicine. That doesn't sound complicated, and in fact, it could help line our pockets a little bit.
And it means Grit owes us a favor.
That is true as well. I mean, not that he isn't already indebted to me, but all the better.
He's not indebted to me. I got to add him to the list.
You're right. We could spread it around a little bit.
And the goofy stuff is the professor's bitter, but he also owes me a favor.
I'm holding on to mine with him for a little bit.
So yeah, my favor's already been cashed in.
Okay, well then Grit can owe me one. So you
So
just
Bishop
need
will-
the extra muscle while you go to pick this order up then. Or you want us to pick it up.
We're gonna need you to pick it up. I'm just the messenger. I'm just supposed to kind of explain things, and if you guys are interested, I'm supposed to get you in touch with who is arranging this.
Well, Color is interested. We're open for negotiations.
Okay. And he pulls out a letter, and the handwriting's a little rough, but it's an address in Coleridge.
Okay.
If you can meet the guy in charge here, that would be really huge.
Of course. Well then, Pariso, we have a job.
I wonder if the medicine's rare enough to rip these people off and sell it ourselves. Probably not.
I'm going to assume that they don't have quite that much money. Unless they're getting something very, very good for cheap.
Well, is the city currently under like a plague or anything?
Might
Now
be a
that
flu
you've heard of.
Yeah.
Now that you've heard of in Night Market.
Okay. I mean, is it tubercular or something, or what?
I don't know. Professor!
Tuberculosis is fatal and contagious.
Professor, I'm going to need you to come along with us.
Okay.
You'll
What was
understand more about the nature of the medicine than we will. And
I kind of
that'll be
wanted
good,
the
useful.
professor to diagnose the guy's symptoms while he was here, but I guess.
Well, I mean, he hasn't left just yet.
Oh, well, find out what's wrong with him. I want to know.
Looks like coal lung to me.
Well, double check and make sure. You are all right if we try to aid you ourselves right now, aren't you?
Yeah, if you have medicine, I'd definitely give it a try.
The professor might have something.
It's better
I
than
have
going to the well springs.
I can put you beyond all human suffering.
What?
Not right now, Pariso. Professor first.
Ah, it'll happen eventually.
All right. So what's Professor got to do?
If you want to look this guy over, just give me. He is sick. You got that much.
Okay.
Does the professor have any like talents as a doctor?
No.
Yeah, but you're smart, right?
Yep. I'm not a physiker.
Oh,
Yeah.
that kind of professor.
I guess study would still be appropriate, though.
No, you could study his symptoms with some of your books. I imagine you have books on medicine since you're trying to create an entire body.
Yeah, what are the bonuses for our lair? Just that it's secure?
Yeah, more or less.
Secure workshop.
Oh, we have our own doctor on staff. Why don't we just
Yep.
Yeah,
roll
why
an
don't we
extra
get
d6
some
and get the assistance?
Yeah. Can we get a bonus die because we have a staff doctor?
Yep.
That didn't help.
All right. So this isn't the usual Cole Long. He's a little pale. He's feverish.
Yeah, what she said.
Great.
So you're not sure what it is, but he's definitely sick. This isn't this isn't your field of expertise.
Yeah, drink this fire oil.
And if you tell him to, he will.
Well, maybe after. Maybe after we did the job.
Well, hopefully someone has more information about it then.
No, he gave you an address to get into the
Exactly.
people who are doing this.
Well, he's legitimately sick, but we don't know with what. Okay. I feel neutral.
Well, we didn't learn much from trying to diagnose this, but hopefully we'll learn more on the job. All right, I want you two to come with me. Let's go.
Well, we're just going to the pickup, right?
Well, we're going to the negotiation.
Okay.
Quick, to the legitimate business.
Do we know how much they were going to pay for it?
Not yet, that's what the negotiation's for.
Well, I'm sorry. The guy here said they already had a deal to go ahead and get it, but they didn't actually have a deal for how much money they were going to pay. We have to know how much they're willing to pay. We can't go negotiate and say, yeah, they'll pay you 12,000 coins.
Well, Pariso, now that we're on the boat, I'm going to go ahead and say they are very poor and downtrodden citizens. The odds are that they're not going to pay very much.
Now, the address wasn't for the pickup. It was for the people you were going to take it to. They're the ones who have some kind of clout in Coleridge. This guy was
Right.
just looking for Grit to bring him there.
So we're going to go talk with them first, yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
So without Grit, how often do you three go to Coleridge?
Never.
Never.
Never. I mean, that's not where the graveyard is, right?
No.
Yeah.
So this is the working poor, probably the second poorest district in Dustfall.
I make a habit of going where the rich people are because that's where the stuff is worth stealing.
Why don't they just dust all the coal off of themselves?
And as the
That's kinda
factories turn and pelt more coal into the air, you go down to some of the less savory parts. This is where a lot of the Skulllanders who didn't have money have ended up. You can see a lot of sick people too. Eventually, you find the address you were given, and it has the same markings on the building for the Gang of the Lost. Now, this is a vigilante gang who's for the working people.
Yeah, I remember these guys.
Mm-hmm.
They were nice, and we stole from them.
Well, you encountered the Foghounds who were doing a job for them.
Right.
They've never met you personally.
We
Other than the
crossed
guy who-
paths and maybe had a disagreement or two.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody, it's time to make our worst first impression.
No, it's our first impression.
All right, so going in, they've reset this old closed down factory area up with beds. There's sick people everywhere. There's a lot of Skovlander refugees here, as well as the poor of Coleridge. You'll see a couple people working over a map. There's a couple bags of silver up on the table, and as you enter, you don't look like the rest covered in soot or anything else. They kind of eye you wearingly.
Mhm.
Are you with Wellsprings? If so, you can get the fuck out.
No, nothing of the sort. I'm here for business.
All right.
I understand that there's a little bit of a delivery that needs to be made, and you need assurance.
Yeah, come on over.
All right, so I'll go ahead and I'll come on over.
All right. And he looks you up and down. You don't look like Grit.
No, I'm afraid he's indisposed at the moment, but he'll be available for the job.
Wait a minute,
Alright.
I'm insulted. What do you mean I don't look like Grit? I have superhuman strength and a crap ton of weaponry, and I'm huge.
Similar, yet not identical.
I mean, I look a lot like Grit.
You can tell by your cat-like demeanor there in the camera.
You don't know me. Totally Grit.
I know you all too well, and I almost wish I didn't, Pariso.
It's not Grit.
Anyway,
You
please,
totally ruined it. You're not even selling it.
we are here for business.
All right. As you can tell, there's a lot of people here sick. We've gotten a hold of someone who's got a lot of doses of medicine. A group called themselves the Wellspring have taken what was distributed to Coleridge. We just need someone to go pick up this medicine, and we're not too concerned about Wellspring ourselves, but we don't have a whole lot of money.
I see, and I understand.
Why are we still here if they don't have a lot of money?
Shh. So, yeah, this is really just you. So you do have the payment form at the very least, and the concern here is that he won't provide you enough, that he'll renege on the deal, that he'll provide you poor quality product, or that someone might be after it, given circumstances.